When you look at the ERP needs of medical device companies, they are far more unique than any other industries. So, which are the top 10 medical device ERP systems in 2024? That's what we are going to discuss in this video. So, let's dive in. Hello everyone, my name is Sam Gupta. I am principal at Elevate IQ. Elevate IQ is the independent ERP and digital transformation consulting firm. We help our clients with digital transformation strategy, enterprise technology selection and implementation, as well as change management. On that note, let's go back to today's topic, which is going to be top 10 medical device ERP systems in 2024. Just to set our expectations overall in terms of how we define the medical device industry. Overall, it is going to have all of those business models that are part of the medical device industry, whether you are looking at any of those capital equipment manufacturers or the consumable manufacturers or CROs or the contract manufacturing companies or the consulting companies. All of them are going to be bundled as part of this particular bucket. The criteria that we use to compile this list is anything and everything related to medical device. For example, let's say if these companies are going to be targeting either medical device or they are going to be winning a lot in the medical device space, we count that as a plus for this particular list. We look at the product share. How much product share do they have in the medical device space compared to the other industry? If they have acquired any capabilities, was that related to medical device or for the other industries community ecosystem? If it is going to be penetrated by medical device, then that is going to have a plus for those solutions for this list. Some of the unique capabilities that you are going to find in the medical device space that each of these manufacturers or suppliers are going to require. For example, compliance and quality related capabilities. It is going to be your 21 CFR 11 as well as any of the device tree records. All of those capabilities are very common because FDA requires it. But from the manufacturing process perspective, when you look at the structure and the composition of these ERP systems, some of them are going to be designed for very specific operational manufacturing supply chain planning processes. The other ones are going to be slightly more generic, but they are not going to have as deep last mile capabilities. So now let's look at the list. Number 10 on our list is Syspro. Last year we had Rootstock at this particular spot. So Syspro, when you look at its capabilities, it is really ideal for small consumable commerce distribution centric manufacturers as well as distributors. It is also going to have the process manufacturing capabilities. So if you are going to have any sort of devices that also use some sort of drug as part of its assembly, that's when you are going to have multiple production line which are going to be discrete as well as process. If you are going to have all of those complexities, that's where Syspro is going to be a great fit. Some of the strengths that we have from the Syspro perspective is the inventory, the core ERP capabilities, the core ERP layers. From the pricing and discounting perspective, they are going to be very detailed in general. The limitations that you are going to have with Syspro is they are single entity operation designed for smaller companies. So you are not going to have all of those capabilities that are going to require for larger companies from the global operational or financial synergy perspective. That's where they are going to be a little bit limited. The other strength that they have is medical device quality requirement. Other drawbacks that they have is their manufacturing capabilities are not going to be as strong. So if you are going to be any of the capex manufacturer, capital equipment manufacturer, then this might not be the best solution for you. Syspro is still a very strong medical device solution, and that's why it ranks at number 10 on our list. Now, number 9 on our list is Rootstock. Last year we had Syspro. So overall, the reason why there's a change with these two positions is primarily because of the momentum as well as the technology. Rootstock in general is winning a lot in the medical device space. They are designed for that large capital equipment manufacturers, if they are going to be very heavy on the Salesforce products, sometimes these medical device companies, if they are going to be very heavy on distribution, e-commerce, then they are most likely going to be using a lot of Salesforce products. So they might like that Salesforce experience for their backend processes as well. And that's why they end up using Rootstock a lot. The other pros for Rootstock is the native integration with the other Salesforce products, whether you're looking at any of those commerce capabilities, field service, CRM, all of those capabilities are going to be very relevant for the medical device companies when you have very complex CPQ processes. That's where Rootstock really shines along with your Salesforce experience. Any of the advantages that you are going to have with the Salesforce platform, especially with respect to technology, whether you are looking at their cloud native technology, any of the mature capabilities such as your enterprise search or the mobility capabilities, those are going to be very strong with Rootstock because it is using the same product. The challenges with Rootstock are going to be really their finance, accounting, supply chain centric layer. They are not as detailed as some of the other products. So even though it might be a great fit at the subsidiary level, if that subsidiary is really on your Salesforce solutions and it is fairly independent compared to the other entities, then you might want to use there, or it could be a great fit for these smaller companies as well. The other challenges that you have with Rootstock are it uses a third-party quality module. So you are going to have all of those challenges that you are going to have in using any of the third-party solution, especially for medical device, because medical device is very regulated. So if you are going to use the third party, sometimes you might run into issues just because the processes are not going to be as intertwined, as immersive as you are going to have with products that were designed from scratch for the quality centric workflows. And the other challenges that we have with Rootstock is the ecosystem is smaller. The install base is not as high as compared to other products. So that's number 9. Now, number 8 on our list is DCOM. Last year also we had DCOM at this particular spot. So when you look at the DCOM's capabilities, it is going to combine a lot of capabilities from the pharma perspective. It also does well in the DTC centric companies. It was really designed for that. But DCOM overall is a very small solution. When you look at the ERP layers, they are going to be substantially limited. The structure is very flat. So you might have scalability issues overall on DCOM. If you're a smaller company installing the ERP for the first time, it could be a great solution. But when you grow, then you might need to find something else. So the pros for DCOM is their technology. They use SQL database in this particular space. If you're going to look for some of the other solutions, they are going to be file-based. So that's a huge plus. It also combines a lot of different best of breed medical device-centric integration that will be more expensive and harder to build for these smaller companies. So you get a lot as part of the suite, but then you need to compromise in those core ERP capabilities. The other challenges that we have from the DCOM perspective is it is really designed for the process manufacturing perspective. So it is not going to have as strong discrete manufacturing capabilities. That is slightly more relevant for the medical device companies. Fit for the fast moving consumable products. It is really designed for that. So that's number 8. Number 7 on our list is Oracle Cloud ERP. Last year also we had Oracle Cloud ERP at this particular spot. For the most part, Oracle Cloud ERP is good as the corporate financial ledger when you are looking at slightly more generic capabilities, because you are going to have a lot of different business models that you need to accommodate as part of one solution globally. That's when Oracle Cloud ERP is going to be a great fit. It is not going to have as deep last mile capabilities as you are going to find with some of the other focused solutions. So the pros for Oracle Cloud ERP is the core ERP capabilities are going to be deep. It's going to be diverse. So if you are part of the private equity portfolio where you are trying to combine many different business models, it could be a great fit. Holding companies structure, it could be a great fit. It could also be a great fit in the best of breed scenario where you are trying to utilize it as more of the corporate financial ledger while using other focus solutions at the subsidiary level. In those scenarios, it could be a great fit. The cons for Oracle Cloud ERP is the medical device last mile functionality. You are not going to have as deep last mile functionality. You might be relying on an add-on from a VAR reseller, that might not be as proven. It might have a lot more issues, even though there might not be any issues with the product, but add-on may have issues. So those are some of the challenges in using the add-ons for these critical capabilities that you are going to require for the medical device space. The other con that you are going to have is the longer configuration as well as the customization time, and not as reliable as the plant level solution. So that's number 7. Number 6 on our list is Microsoft Dynamics 365 FNO. Last year also we had Microsoft Dynamics 365 FNO at this particular spot. So overall, the positioning of Microsoft Dynamics 365 FNO is going to be very similar to your SAP S/4HANA as well as Oracle Cloud ERP, because it's slightly more generic solution. So you are not going to have all of those last mile capabilities. But if you are looking for very diverse solution that can accommodate a lot of different global entities, that is globally penetrated and present in many different industries, that's where Microsoft Dynamics 365 FNO really shines. So some of the strengths for Microsoft Dynamics is the core ERP capabilities as well as the technical architecture that you have. So for example, you are going to have a lot of different best of breed products, but these best of breed products are slightly different. For example, they have the field service as well as CRM capabilities. But if you look at the core engineering best of breed integration, they are not going to be as pre-baked. You are going to rely on their ecosystem add-ons. For that, you are adding multiple vendors. Sometimes that causes the risk with the architecture. Just because you are dealing with different vendors, they are going to have their own version upgrade life cycle, etc. So those are issues with any add-ons that you are going to use in your architecture. The cons for Microsoft Dynamics 365 FNO is the last mile capabilities. For the most part, you are going to rely on add-ons. The last mile capabilities are not going to be as deep. If you try to develop on your own, then your implementation is going to be longer. It might run into issues as well. And overall, the implementation control could be an issue with the Microsoft Dynamics 365 FNO as well, just because Microsoft does not have as direct support for their reseller. So typically, you have to do that navigation by yourself in understanding, okay, which add-on is going to be of quality and how many times they are installed. Sure, Microsoft is going to provide some help, but overall, Microsoft does not provide any direct support to their resellers. So it's far more risky in general navigating the Microsoft channel. So that's number 6. Number 5 on our list is SAP S/4HANA. Last year, we had Epicor Kinetic at this particular spot. Overall positioning of SAP S/4HANA is going to be very similar to your Oracle Cloud ERP or Microsoft Dynamics 365 FNO. It is designed for those large, global, very regulated industries that are trying to combine a lot of different entities for those global MRP runs, ATP. All of that needs to happen in one solution. That's when SAP S/4HANA really shines. It also shines for very complex products. When you are going to have very complex MRP runs for those products, that's where SAP S/4HANA strength is. In general, when you look at these MRP workloads at the global level, that's where SAP S/4HANA is probably the only solution that is proven in those spaces. So from the architecture perspective, it's going to be a great fit either as the corporate ledger, or if you require one solution that can host a lot of different entities without requiring many different ERP systems, that's when SAP S/4HANA is going to be a great fit. But it might not be as great fit for the SMB companies that are looking for slightly deeper operational capabilities, or if you are looking at it from the subsidiary perspective, if you care for more operational capabilities, then SAP S/4HANA is probably not the best fit. So that's number 5. Number 4 on our list is Infor Cloud Suite Industrial. Last year we had SAP S/4HANA at this particular spot. So if you look at Infor Cloud Suite Industrial product, it targets the SMB industries. For the most part, when you look at the product structure, it has very detailed field service centric processes that is going to be relevant for those capital equipment manufacturers. If they are going to be serving those equipments inside hospitals, then it could be a great fit. The pros for Infor Cloud Suite Industrial is going to be that if you don't have these BOMs as formalized, then Infor Cloud Suite Industrial provides flexibility whether you are going to have the formal engineering process or you are not going to have as formal engineering process. It can support both of them equally well. The enterprise quality processes are embedded as part of the same product, and that is typically the requirement for the medical device centric industries. So that's why it is a great fit there. Now, the cons for Infor CSI product is the UX is not going to be as great. The technology, even though they are cloud product, some of the mature cloud capabilities, for example, let's say if you look at the enterprise search, or you look at the mobility experience, or when you are trying to open the products in multiple tabs, all of those challenges are going to be there with some of the legacy products, including your Infor Cloud Suite Industrial. It is not necessarily suitable for any distribution centric business model. So it's only a great fit for the pure play manufacturing centric business models. If you have distribution centric processes equally deep into distribution centric processes, then it is not going to be as great fit. Infor CSI also struggles with large, long-standing programs that are going to be slightly more WBS centric for large capital equipments that some of these companies might be developing. So it might not be as great fit there as well. So that's number 4. Number 3 on our list is Epicor Kinetic. Last year we had Infor CSI. Now, Epicor Kinetic, when you look at the product, it is designed for the formal SKUs as well as complex inventory. So the inventory that you are going to have for multiple indications as well as multiple usages for different devices that Epicor Kinetic can support very well, that is going to be a challenge with some of the other products on this particular list. So the pros for Epicor Kinetic is the mixed mode manufacturing capabilities. The other strength for Epicor Kinetic is the last mile, even though they are not going to be as detailed as some of the other solutions on this list, but they have some capabilities related to medical device. The cons that you are going to have with Epicor Kinetic product is the financial layers are not going to be as detailed as you are going to find with slightly larger product. So even though it is a great SMB solution, it might not be a great fit for very large companies in the upper mid-market space. When you are going to be closer to that $1 million mark, sometimes the layers that you have, you might run into limitations, and then you would require the ad hoc arrangements to be able to track, and they might have implications in your traceability, etc. The quality processes as well as the MES processes, the way Epicor Kinetic likes to think about that is slightly different than providing the enterprise-wide quality as part of the same product, touching all of different touch points related to quality. So it's not going to be as immersive experience that you are going to find with some of the other products. The field service is another area where Epicor Kinetic is slightly weaker at this point of time. So they have acquired very detailed field service add-on, but that might not be as integrated, as immersive. Right away, it might have challenges with respect to integration. It might get there after some time, but as of today, their field service capabilities might not be as strong. So that's number 3. Now, number 2 on our list is Sage X3. Last year we had QAD. So Sage X3 is the way the product is designed. It's designed for very audit heavy, publicly traded companies in that upper mid market or the lower enterprise med device space. So it could be a great product if you're looking at the corporate financial ledger, because it is not going to be as complete overall from the ERP capabilities perspective, the kind of capabilities that you are going to find with some of the other solutions on this list, but you are going to get far deeper financial compliance centric capabilities that CFOs are going to love. So the pros that you are going to have with Sage X3 is it is designed for the process manufacturing capabilities. It is going to support some discrete capabilities as well, but the core of the product is really designed from that process perspective. So that's a little negative there overall from the Sage X3 perspective. The supply chain as well as the core ERP capabilities are going to be fairly detailed. So you don't have any problems there. The multi-entity capabilities for the global companies, you are definitely going to have those. The cons for Sage X3 product is the discrete manufacturing capabilities. They might not be as strong when you are going to find with the other stronger discrete manufacturing products, especially in the area of engineering, configurator. All of those capabilities are going to be far more detailed in the other products. The MES centric processes are not going to be as deep as well with Sage X3. and the last mile medical device manufacturing capabilities that you are going to find with some of the other focused medical device centric products. They might not be there with Sage X3, but that is still a very strong product for medical device, and that's why it ranks at number 2 on our list. Number 1 on our list is QAD. Last year we had Sage X3 at this particular spot. So QAD is designed for the supply chain heavy medical device companies, especially if they are going to require a lot of processes related to vendor collaboration. They have to do joint planning. So sometimes the companies might end up using 2 different suites. One is going to be your ERP suite, the other is going to be your supply chain suite. And each of them are going to have the way you are going to design your allocation processes. So let's say if you are very heavy in retail, you are supplying to a lot of different retail locations, your hospitals, retail establishments, etc. If you are doing any sort of brands, medical device brands, in supplying to all of those spaces, then you would require allocation centric processes to be residing inside your supply chain suite, then residing inside your ERP. So sometimes you create these data silos. In the case of QAD, all of this is part of the same suite. So it's a very unique approach, and that is going to be relevant for all of these medical device companies that are going to be really supply chain heavy. The pros for QAD is the whole supply chain perspective that is very strong, that is built as part of the product. The last mile medical device capabilities, they are built as part of the product. The mixed mode manufacturing capabilities are there regardless of whether you require the process versus discrete manufacturing capabilities. All of those capabilities they have, even though they don't target the process manufacturing capabilities, they have all of that. Now, some of the cons that you are going to feel with QAD is the ecosystem, the technology. They have announced that they are going to modernize technology, but it's not as modernized as of today. It might take some time before they have that, as well as not a great fit for very large complex capital equipment assembly manufacturers. So that's number 1. If you enjoyed this video, we are going to include the link of a detailed article that is going to have much deeper insight, so check that out. Also, we publish these videos on a weekly basis, so like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. We also have this available in the audio form on Google, Spotify, Apple, so you might want to head there and subscribe. And if you have not checked our digital transformation report for 2024, check that out. We are going to include the link of that as well. On that note, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.